UEFA Nations League is back this Monday the 18th of November, and in this video I'm going to share with you my two value bets for the game that involves Croatia and Portugal. I'm going to break down each section of the bet. We're going to talk a little bit about the metrics and the probability of these two bets coming in. But before I do so, as I do on every single video, I'm going to recap my previous video. So yesterday, in regards to the international football, I sent out three value bets in total, 2 wins, 1 loss, profitable day. Not going to complain. The past week with the international football, it's been a bit rocky, but as you can see below me by the units we are up and the record, we've had a very good start to the season. We can't complain. We were at one point on 95 units. We were so close to hitting that 100 unit mark, and then we took a little step back. We had like 2 days which was a little bit rocky, and then we absolutely cashed in the UFC. You can see the UFC, we are up a nice amount of units for 5 bets in total in 2 videos, 4 wins, 1 loss, almost breaking 40 units in the UFC. So you combine the UFC and the footy together, we're absolutely flying. It has been a great start to the season for sure. I'm fairly new to creating content, so if you could subscribe, I would appreciate it. Being a tipster on platforms like Telegram and Snapchat for a number of years now, set out a goal to break 250 units come the end of the football season next year, and I think we're going to absolutely fly that, to be totally honest. But enough waffle, let's get into the purpose for the video. So we're going to be mainly focusing on the Croatia and Portugal game. I'm going to be watching that. Kicks off at 7:45 UK time. Should be an interesting one. So the first value bet we have, as you can see there, we're taking under 1 goal in the first 10 minutes, under 3 goals in the first half, over 1 card for both teams in the full 90 minutes, no red card, and over 6 corners. And then we're adding a section from the San Marino game, under 1 goal in the first 10 minutes. Now let's take a little look at this game. So in regards to the goals is where we're going to start off. It has a 65% probability going over 2.5 goals, but this is definitely going to be a competitive game. The projected line for the goals in this game is 3. Their last past 6 meetings, so Croatia and Portugal's last past 6 games, only 2 of them have gone over that 3.5 line. Coming off the back of their last past 5 games, Portugal are on absolute great form, beating Poland 5-1 in their last game, and they not too long ago beat Croatia 2-1. Otherwise, Croatia have only won 2 in their last 5, coming off a disappointing loss to Scotland, a 1-0 defeat away from home. They might be coming into this game looking to go at Portugal today for sure. I've avoided picking a straight winner, but if I was going to, just based off recent form, even though Croatia, coming off their loss to Scotland, they might be trying to prove something tonight, I would pick Portugal, but I'm avoiding that straight pick. So Portugal is 13% better in terms of goals scored. They average 1.7 goals per match to Croatia's 1.5. Portugal is also 50% better in terms of goals conceded. Now let's have a little look at the first half in regards to goals. So an interesting metric, both teams to score in the first half, when averaging the both teams' percentages together, gives you an average of 20%, which is really low, to be fair. 20% for both teams to score. Now the over, because we're taking under 3 goals in the first half. So the first half average amount of goals for the both of these teams, or just look what we'll do, we'll look at the over 2.5 in the first half. Croatia has a 30% hit ratio in regards to that line. Portugal has a very low 10%, giving you an average 20%. We can see here that the majority of goals for both of these teams do come in the second half, with the hit ratios being much higher, far higher. For example, over 1.5 in the second half for both of these teams is just below 40%. Now let's take a little look at corners. It's going to be an interesting one. The projected line for corners, so the average corner kicks per match between Portugal and Croatia is 12. So both of these teams have an average of 5.1 corners in the first half and an average of 5.22 in the second half. Now let's take a little look at the over. So we're taking over 6 corners. Portugal have a 100% hit ratio in regards to the over 6 corners, but Croatia, they only have a 50% hit ratio, giving you an average 75. That's why I didn't really want to put this up to around about 7 or 8, which I was going to advise to. I just feel comfortable with the over 6 corners. Maybe that comes in the first half, maybe it comes in right at the end, but I'd be very surprised if this game landed on 6 or 5 corners. Now let's take a little look at the cards. So this might be a heated game because the projected line is 4.8. So the sum of bookings per match between Croatia and Portugal gives you an average of 4.8. So the over 2.5 cards, for an example, has a hit ratio of 75%. We only need 1.5, and that has a hit ratio of 96%. So we're playing with very good probability. We're playing with good probability in regards to each sections. I normally go over both of the bets right at the beginning of the video, but I just carried on after reading out that first bet. But we do have 2 bets for today. I've covered most of these lines already, but I'm gonna read out the second bet. You can see it there. So we're taking under 4 goals, over 1 corner for Portugal, over 1 corner for Croatia, a red card no, and then Luxembourg and Northern Ireland match over 0 goals and no red card. The under 4 goals, the reason why I'm so adamant on the under in this game is just going off their past games between each other and their recent form, to be fair. Like I said, their past 2 games landed bang on 3 corners, and if you go over their past 6 games, that goes all the way back to 2016. There's only 2 of those games that have gone over the 3.5 line. So I do think there's going to be a very competitive match between these 2 teams today. I can't see it being a lot of volume in the first half. Maybe I'm wrong, but just going off the projected lines I've looked at and gone over in this video, that is what I've come to conclusion to do. Go for the unders. So if you could subscribe, like I said, fairly new to creating content, it would be very appreciated. If you liked the video, please like the video. If you want to add my Snapchat, feel free to do so. I will add you to my private group where you can get all my plays and just join in on the conversation. Any messages, feel free to ask. I will respond when I have the time. But yeah, other than that, I hope you all have a great morning, afternoon, night, wherever you are watching from.